Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to our powers, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Hey, give it the honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that have taught us this truth that are constantly and well through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, peace, mercy, and blessings to the beloved Akim that are out there pushing this word wholeheartedly in truth and in sincerity, that are not wavering to the left nor to the right, but constantly staying on that straight and narrow, fighting for your crowns in these last days that we are truly living in. Even shalom to the few sisters, the Aquabs that are out there, and even shalom to the Israelite foreigners, those that may look like the other nations, but their seed line goes back into our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm the brother Iuic, coming back with another lesson to the Lord willing, edify, and be the lambs of the Lord, which Lord willing this lesson is, edifying, concise, and straight to the point. All right, and I want to just do a land back from the beloved Zaquan, from GMS, South Carolina, '08. It says, Bishop Nate and Iuic, tell the Lord how many laws you keep. All right, which is a very beautiful title concerning the pride that is amongst these other camps. All right, and how they establish their own righteousness, all right, in the eyesight of the Lord, which is wicked. All right, because this thing of ours, as we serve Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, we follow after Yahweh Shai. All right, this thing is of faith. Okay, no matter how many laws we keep, we're here in the land of America where we're rehearsing the righteous acts. All right, and the scriptures say, okay, be not thou overmuch righteous, lest thou destroy thyself, and be not thou overmuch wicked. All right, so we have to properly balance ourselves in this truth. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to play a large portion of this elder's video. All right, and it just brings some scriptures out in between. All right, so let's jump into this thing.
Okay, I admit it. I did a lot of bad things.
Yes, I see.
But I've done good things too, you know, to offset the bad things. Like one time, I cheated on a test, but then I cleaned up trash in the park. That should balance out, right?
Let's find out. This way.
That should have balanced out, right? It should have balanced out.
Next. File, please. Impressive.
Oh yeah, I devoted my entire life to make this world a better place. I dug wells in Africa, I donated blood every month, and I ran an orphanage in India. I mean, I just wish I could have done more.
And is this your subscription?
I only read the articles. I only read the articles. I only read the articles.
Next.
My mom goes to church.
Was baptized as a baby? Take American Express, right?
Next. File, please. Whoa. Somebody's been busy. Well, let's get this over with. Sorry, I didn't know he was with you. Okay, step on the scale. Now you. Him.
Hey, wait a minute. That is totally not fair.
That's why it's called grace.
All right. He said that's why it's called grace. You see the man that pretty much walked up after everybody else, and he had a long file of sins, right? Because the red represented the sins in the folder. Okay. All right, but you see that he came up, all right, not boasting in things that he done. Okay. But the Lord had mercy on him, all right, because he was a sinner, all right? And, you know, when I watched that, I immediately thought about, all right, the book of Luke, okay, all right, between the two men, all right, the Pharisee and the publican, okay? And that's where I want to start, right? This is Luke 18, and let's start at verse 9. It says, and he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. It says, two men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, God, I thank thee that I am not as other men, or extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. He said, I fast twice in the week. I give tithes of all that I possess. And the publican standing afar off would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, Power, be merciful to me, a sinner. Okay, and this is what we all are, sinners in the eyesight of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, but see, the Lord, he looks on the inner man, all right, because there's a righteous spirit within all the elect, okay, that have acknowledged their faults and understand that we are not worthy of the Lord's mercy, but through Yahweh Shai, okay, we now have that grace, we now have that mercy again, all right? The scriptures say that even all of our righteousness, the things that we have done, you know, because those things are good things to, you know, not be extorting one another, all right? To not sleep with another man's woman, to fast when you feel like your spirit is off, all right? To give tithes, you know, 10% to the ones that are teaching you, okay? You know, all right, that have labored in this thing for decades, okay, that are keeping us on the right track. These are all beautiful things. But we don't boast in these things because all those things are not going to save us. We're at the mercies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, okay? And this is what other men fail to realize, or they create this personality and this truth that because they received of the grace, that now they're better than everybody on the earth, okay? And they look down on Jake, all right? When the Lord can have mercy on a Jake that you wouldn't expect, all right? And that's why we can't develop them type of cult of personality. You have to remain humble in this thing, all right? It says, verse 14, I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalted himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. Okay, so the man that didn't lift up his eyes to the heavens, all right, that smote his breast, that prayed to the Most High to ask for mercy because he was a sinner, all right, he acknowledged. That's part of the confession, all right? Confession meaning to acknowledge, okay? And that is humbling yourself in the eyesight of the Lord, all right? And that's what the Lord is pleased in, okay? And that's what that man that came at the last, what he kind of reminded me of, all right? You know, he didn't come, well, I did this, I did that, you know? It looked like he came lowly and hoped that, man, I hope the Lord had mercy on me. All right, and then that's where the dude that came with the Jesus shirt, which we know that the Lord's name is Yahweh Shai, okay? He stepped in, and that's what we hoping and praying for. The Lord steps in on our behalf when we're judged between the unrighteous, okay, and the righteous, all right? That we're numbered amongst those that are right, you know? Let's go back to the video. I'm gonna grab some more precepts.
Bio, please.
Okay, I admit it. I did a lot of bad things.
Yes, I see.
But I've done good things too, you know, to offset the bad things. Like one time, I cheated on a test, but then I cleaned up trash in the park. That should balance out, right?
Let's find out. This way.
That should have balanced out, right? It should have balanced out.
Next. Bio, please. Impressive.
Oh, yeah. I devoted my entire life to make this world a better place. I dug wells in Africa. I donated blood every month. And I ran an orphanage in India. I mean, I just wish I could have done more.
And is this your subscription?
I only read the articles. I only read the articles. I only read the articles.
Next.
My mom goes to church.
Was baptized as a baby?
Take American Express, right?
Next. File, please. Whoa. Somebody's been busy. Well, let's get this over with. Sorry, I didn't know he was with you. Okay, step on the scale. Now you. Him.
Hey, wait a minute. That is totally not fair.
That's why it's called grace.
All praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS. Shalom to the hopefully elect. All right, back to bring out another video. And this one is going to be entitled Bishop Nate and Iuic. Tell the Lord how many laws you keep. Tell the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, how many laws you keep. Let's see if that gets you into the kingdom of heaven, because it's not. Now, I had a brilliant, in my opinion, it's a brilliant clip or a good illustration of what we're speaking of right now in the intro of this. And I got this video from the brother out of Houston, the GMS Houston camp. He did a video on it last week. I think the video was entitled something like, you got to have somebody to vouch for you, or something to that effect. I think the brother's name is Karab Abad, but I might be wrong, I might be wrong on the brother's name. So Salaki, if I got your name wrong, brother. But it was an excellent find that you found or whatever. But in the beginning, let's illustrate it and tell you and show you what it shows. So at the end, it's obviously these people coming up with these folders, right? And the men in white represent the angels. And this one guy, I don't know if he's supposed to be the Most High or whatever, but as people come up, they got their folder, and then all the red stuff that's in the folder, all those red pieces of paper represent all their sins. So they come up and they say whatever they say, They say, I'm a good person, this, that, and other. He go through their folder, he look, and he said, well, let's see, they trying to justify themselves, and they stand on the scale. Like this one guy said, I did this, I went to Africa, and I opened up this, and I did that. And then he tell them, you see the red represents their sins, right? So they stand on the scale, and it says bad, not good enough. See? So then they go away. Then the next person comes up and then they start saying, well, I was baptized as a baby. My mama was a Christian or whatever. None of that's good enough. Then this one guy comes up with his head down with a folder full of bad deeds. Look at all that red. And he kind of got his head down or whatever, right? And then just at the last minute, a folder comes in. And this guy with his t-shirt on named Jesus. Of course, the Savior's name is not Jesus. And they don't look like that, but it's just an illustration. But the folder says child of the Most High, right? So then the guy says, let's see if it's good enough. And then the guy goes to get on the scale, and he said, not you, him. So then the Savior comes in, supposedly, and he stands on the scale, and it says good. And then he goes off with him like a personal, and everybody else say, that's not fair. And then the guy says, everybody started complaining. Then he said, that's why they call it grace, which is fire. It's beautiful. And I shared this with Brother Yuan from the Dallas camp, and I think I actually saw a lesson that he did on it or whatever. And I've been kind of holding on to this because I wanted the right situation to come up so I could bring the lesson out. But Lord willing, you got something out of that as much as I did, because you see she getting on it. And no matter what we do, let's go back to us now. No matter what we do, it's not going to be good enough to get you into the kingdom, okay? Yep, and that's the truth. No matter what we do, it's not going to get us into the kingdom, okay? All right, and that's why I want to go to the book of, same book, just different chapter. All right, let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 16, verse 14. It says, and the Pharisees also, who were covetous, heard all these things, and they derided him. And he said unto them, ye are they which justify yourself before men, but the Most High knoweth your hearts. All right, the heart meaning your mind, okay? For that which is highly esteemed among men is an abomination in the sight of the Most High, all right? And we're not supposed to highly esteem ourselves. There's one thing in having confidence in the Lord, all right, which confidence going into with, and then I want to say fidelity, con meaning with, and then fidelity meaning faith, all right? But your faith is in Yahweh Shema Shai. There's nothing wrong with that. We're supposed to have faith in the Lord, all right? But men have justified themselves and believe that they're God's walking on the earth in his wicked flesh, okay? All right, because of the followings that they have, the money that they have established, all right, the fame that they have built up, okay, all right, and none of this means nothing in the eyesight of Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, because the Lord, truth be told, is really dealing with the underdogs, the lowly men, all right, those that the world count out to be not even considered, okay, you know, and that's just how it works with Yahweh Shema Shai, okay. So let me go back. Just want to make a quick point.
Okay, if you pay like you wait, then you can stay, baby. And I know the elder brother, well, anyway, it was the elder brother used to really get a kick out of me saying that, all right? But since then, that brother is back in the spiritual realm. Anyway, let's go on, all right? So, which brings me to currently, you know, there was a video, right, when that guy came up the other day in front of IUIC about the name, and you had somebody on the comment board saying this. They said, typical of GMS, always worried about the name, the mark of the beast, but not worried about wearing fringes. Well, this is the thing you got to understand, little asshole. The name of the Father and Son can get you into the kingdom, okay? Or knowing the name. Or let me rephrase that. You have to know the names in order to make it into the kingdom. You can read that in Zechariah chapter 13, verse 9. We may actually go get it. And knowing about the mark of the beast, not to take it, those things can stop you. Let me say, not knowing the name and not knowing about the mark of the beast can stop you from getting in the kingdom, but not wearing fringes, because the fringes is what? Representative of the law. The fringes remind us that we're supposed to keep the commandments to the, you know, of course, as it is in the scriptures. But in this time, we're not under the law, right? We keep the commandments to the best of our ability. Let me phrase, because the Christians say we're not under the law. It doesn't mean we ignore it, right? We establish the law, sure. But how many laws you keep is not going to get you into the kingdom. And let's show you something, because if that was the case, well, what do you see right here? You see IUIC in the barbershop. Now, Bishop Nate put this up on his own. Bishop Nate put this post up. You see members of the IUIC in the barbershop, right? Getting lined up. Getting motherfucking lined up. Look at Bishop Nate right here. And that's going to be the thumbnail. Bishop Nate in the barber chair getting lined. Now, you can't say he ain't lined up. He is super crispy lined up. And he put this up, which was a foolish thing to do. But it shows you that IUIC is nothing more than a bunch of damn hypocrites, man. Right? And they just gloat about all the stuff that they're doing. Right? They put this on the Smart Christians video right here. Israel United in Christ is doing more for the community than Corey can dream of. Corey is a smart Christian guy. IUIC missing persons. Searching for the hundreds of thousands of missing people in our community. IUIC marriages. Pushing and supporting marriages all over the world. Our youth programs help mold young men and women to equip themselves for the world today. Our community cleanup program cleans up neighborhoods all over the world that are overlooked and mistreated. Oh my gosh. Saving daughters. Tackling drug abuse, sex abuse, teen pregnancy, and more. Which none of these things have anything to do with what the Heavenly Father sent us to do.
Exactly. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. And see, those in purple, all right, the Barney Club, okay, and they're a bunch of hypocrites. Isaiah 65:2, it says, I have spread out my hands all the days unto a rebellious house, which walketh in a way that was not good after their own thoughts, a people that provoke me to anger continually, my face that sacrifice in the garden and burneth incense upon altars of bricks, which remain among the graves and lodges in the mountains, which eat swine's flesh and both of the abominable things is in their vessels, which say, stand by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all the days. All right. So all that community programs helping out and cleaning the community, and these outreach programs to help the youth and young women that have gone through this, that, and the third, the Lord don't care about any of that, because those are things that the Lord didn't say to go do. All right. He didn't say help the community. All right. He didn't say become a community of prophets or a community Israelite. Okay. The community is you can see is being exposed for being nothing but wicked. All right. And you can see that the spirit of Baal Perith is there. Okay. All right. What the Lord told us to do was what? Go out to the highways and compel my people to come in. Okay. All right. Teach Israel whether they want to hear or forbear. And that means give them the names first and foremost. All right. But one thing that IUIC does is what? They break that commandment. All right. Take not the Lord's name in vain. And that's under the leadership of Bishop Nathaniel. Okay. All right. They allow dreads to be in the congregation. Men with long hair. Lineups. Men can have crispy lineups. All right, and we're not bearing false witness. We're not saying anything that we haven't seen that you've put out yourself on the videos. Okay, you got them going out to Kenya. All right, doing things that is not of the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, and wonder why they getting chased out. Okay, all right, and see, these men are nothing but hypocrites. All right, they wear the fringes. They done made a doctrine out of fringes. Okay, all right, but the fringes is not going to save us. Okay, when they themselves don't even keep the laws of Yahweh by Shema Shai. All right, and truth be told, we can't keep the laws 100%. All right, that's why the scriptures speak about. Let me get this real fast. Okay, the garment with the fringes that are attached to it, that are tied to us, are in our inward parts. Okay, we don't have to think twice when we see another man's woman to not go and approach her if he walks to the bathroom. Or you're not gonna see a real brother riding in the car smoking a cigarette, with his fringes on, and then another brother roll up on the side of you and spot you. What the hell? And you was acting like, you know what I'm saying? You wasn't doing these things behind closed doors. A lot of the Lord is exposing a lot of things that Jake is doing behind closed doors. Okay? This is Revelation 16 and 15. Behold, I came as a thief. Blessed is he that watches and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Okay? All right? And majority of the IUIC do not have the true garment of Yahweh by Shema B'Shai. They don't have the spirit of the Lord on them. Okay? They even made Nate an idol, a god. All right? He's reverenced as a god. Whatever he says goes. Nobody questions it. Nobody goes into the scriptures concerning what has been spoken of, evilly spoken of. The scriptures are allowed to be replaced and inputted in. All right? That is wicked. Okay? All right? And the Lord is getting fed up with them. That's why, again, let's go into the book of Isaiah. All right? These men that have made themselves righteous in the eyesight of the Lord are really an abomination or a disgusting smell in the nose of Yahweh. Okay? Isaiah 65 and 5 again, it says, which say, stand by thyself, come not near to me. All right, they talk about the apostles, they talk about the elders, the Bummerlite camps. All right, they call the apostle morons. All right, they set themselves as if they're holy. Okay, don't come near us In truth, on the outside, they're white sepulchres, beautiful. But on the inside, they're full of dead men's bones, okay? All right? They're nothing more than fool's gold, plated gold. On the outside, it looks shiny, it looks gold, it looks good. But on the inside, it's just empty, okay? Worth nothing. For I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all the day, okay? Let's go back to the video.
To do none of these things, okay? As we illustrated to you in that video, or as it's so beautifully illustrated in the video, you can come up with that folder no matter how many things you tell the Most High that you did. None of those things are going to get you into the kingdom of heaven, because it's not about that. First and foremost, you must be chosen, right? You're Israelite and you're chosen, and that's the only way. You got to be predestined to be of the elect. If you're not of the elect, you're not going to make it. Right. Because none of us are justified by the law. Let's get a few scriptures now on that, if we can. And Salakia, I just wanted to, bring that out. Now, first, let's go to James. This is James chapter 2, verse 8. It says, if you fulfill the royal law, according to the scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, ye do well. But if you have respect of persons, ye commit sin and are convinced of the law as transgressors. Listen, for whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all. So let me ask you a question, Bishop Nate. Are you going to dare go to the Most High and tell him how many laws you keep? Where's the damn screenshot at? You and Iuic, you going to go to the Most High and tell him about how many laws you keep when you don't even keep the law? What does it say in James, what we just read? Let's read it again. And this is what you guys forget. You need the grace and mercy, right? And you got to be of the elect, man. Just bottom line. James 2:10, for whosoever shall keep the whole law, yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all. So today, as it stands, Bishop Nate is guilty of the whole law. You broke all the commandments, Bishop Nate, by this one act. Getting your damn head lined up, your pride and your vainglory, and running your mouth got you out there, man. You out there, and you guys stay lined up. And I'm going to use that as a thumbnail, Lord willing. Bishop Nate, super lined up. What a foolish thing to have done. So if you break one commandment, you're guilty of all. So how you going to be saved? You need Yahweh Shai. You need that man to come. And when it's your time to be weighed, you need that man to come get on the scale for you. You see? All them people got rejected. See, at the last minute, he came and stepped in. He said, I didn't know you was with him. See? So the Yahweh Shai got to come. And he say, no, you ain't going to get on the scale. I'm going to get on the scale. Weigh me. Right? Look at that. Good enough. See? So that's the representation. And all the people going to get mad. Wait a minute. That's not fair. Well, this ain't about fair. This is about the favor of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Let's get a few of these here. You can't be justified by the law. We keep telling y'all that. This is Galatians chapter 2, starting at verse 20. I am crucified with Hamashiach. Nevertheless, I live, yet not I, but Hamashiach liveth in me. And the law which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of the Most High, who loved me and gave himself for me. I do not frustrate the grace of the Most High. For if righteousness come by the law, then Hamashiach is dead in vain. Absolutely. See, so you can't, righteousness doesn't come by the law. Okay? Bottom line, do we keep the commandments? Sure we do. As a matter of fact, let's go there and show you that we don't teach against keeping the commandments, keeping the law. We don't teach against that. We just telling you that you can't be justified by the law. And you constantly hear these guys talk about the laws, the statutes, the commandments, and really they're just damn hypocrites, man. Revelation 14:12, here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahweh Shai. You got to have faith. Your faith is going to lead you to keep the commandments, sure. But by grace are ye saved, and not of yourselves. Acts 13:39, and by him all that believe are justified from all things from which you could not be justified by the law of Moses. And I hate to bring these scriptures out like Christians do, but they got that part right. Galatians 3:11, But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of the Most High, it is evident, for the just shall live by faith. Galatians 5:2. Behold, I, Paul, say unto you, that if you be circumcised, Hamashiach shall profit you nothing. For I testify again to every man that is circumcised, that he is a debtor to do the whole law. Hamashiach is become of no effect unto you. Whosoever of you are justified by the law, ye are fallen from grace. For through the Spirit, wait for the hope of righteousness by faith. For in Hamashiach Yahushua, neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but faith which worketh by love. And you guys, you ain't going to get it. You're going to just keep on trying to justify yourself.
Yep, they're going to keep justifying themselves in the eyesight of the Lord, all right, which is abominable, all right. But the scriptures speak about, all right, the Lord has given a favor unto his elect, okay, all right. Let me grab that. All right, this is Sirach chapter 35, verse 16. It says, he that serveth the Lord shall be accepted with favor, and his prayers shall reach unto the clouds. All right, and when you look up that word favor, it goes to the approval, support, or liking for someone or something. All right, so the elect have obtained that favor, all right, from Yahweh B'Shem Abishai. Okay, all right, and it's the Lord that's going to stand in on our behalf, that's going to outweigh the evils of what we have done in the flesh. Okay, all right, and it's going to be considered as good. So with that, shalom.